I know you said early on that you did this, uh, it, you would do mostly for you. A lot of it, like the accomplishments, the success, the money, as you started becoming a winner. So when did the transition come? When did the realization come to start doing this for those next to you?
Chapter one for me, at least in the real estate career, was about money. And money was a way in which to solve my problems. And then it was also a falsified Trojan horse of being of worth and value to the world. Uh, and so I first chased after money. That was the first thing I chased after. And I did so for probably 10 years. And then I transitioned to valuing time more than I valued money. And so in those 10 years when I was valuing money the most was when I was working 100 hours a week. And then that changed and grew and manifested. And as it changed and grew and manifested, I found myself chasing after time. And so I was then 40 to 60 hours a week in my businesses. And I was still addicted and still am, frankly. But the time that I had that I was getting back was now for, like, I made the switch the moment my daughter was born, and I was making sure that I was going to be the father that I never had for her. And so in most things in life, I'm like a 6 out of 10, but I'm like a 9.5 out of 10 as a dad. Like, I'm super proud of who I am for my kids. So chapter one was about money. Chapter two was about time. Chapter three has been about influence, that I want to make an impact and I want to serve people. And I want, again, my own selfish needs, wants, and desires are behind so much of that. And yet I also get life in my lungs when I can help people to discover their greatness and to step into their anointment and how incredible that they can be. I have no space and place for people that want to play mediocre and small in this world. And so chapter three has been about influence, and I'm able to do influence more because I have more time. But I'm actually at a really unique spot here, Aaron, and it's chapter four now. And chapter four is about peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still learning through this. I'm in it in real time, but I don't feel like I'm performing quite like I used to. I don't. And my wife has acknowledged, she's such a truth teller in my life, and she's like, Erik, you're different. You're quieter. You're a little more reserved. You're almost more thoughtful than just the guy that blurts out and says, "Look at me, look at me." And I think it's because I'm comfortable with my place in life, and I'm at peace with my health. In the last 2.5 years, I've lost about 110 pounds and have taken my life back and have healed on the inside and strengthened myself on the outside from so many things. And it's been a lot of therapy and a lot of group work and a lot of self work, and I'm just healthier, and the reflection of health is peace. And so I'm able to do more with less because I'm at this peaceful place now and I don't have to perform quite as much.
Well, thank you for that vulnerability there, the admission. That's a hard earned grace you found yourself in, that peace. It took a lot of work, a lot of transformation. So
Yeah, the work is still happening. Yeah, I'm closer than I ever have been, and still have a chasm that I'm trying to close the gap on every day.
well, again, nothing is stagnant. Nothing stays the same for very long. So um, we're usually moving towards something. So uh, it sounds like transformation is been in a good direction. You've learned quite a few lessons. You've helped others to learn theirs. So what is it that what's the vision for the future? What is that you've learned, you're stepping into this piece. So what gets you excited?
I have a buddy who, when we had the conversation, he was 48, had a career in real estate. And he told me, he's like, "Hey, I'm retiring this year." I'm like, "Excuse me? You're 48." I think I was 42 at the time or so. I'm like, you're 48. How is that possible? And he said something to me that just hit me between the eyes. And he said, well, I've stopped moving the goalposts. It's like, say what? He's like, yeah, I figured out how much money I needed for my life, and I figured out what I needed to accomplish to have the life and the freedom that I want. And so I just stopped moving the goalposts. And I'm like, oh, that's why I'm consistently not satisfied, is because I always move my goalposts. Like I remember when I was like, man, if I could only make $20,000 a year, then everything's going to change. And then it was like, if I can only make 50,000, then if I can only make 100,000, then if I only can make $250,000, and like it just continues to compound and compound. And I was delaying stepping into who I wanted to be until I hit a certain benchmark, until I hit a certain point. And I recognize now, of course, looking in the rearview mirror, but I recognize the flaw in that philosophy of waiting to and wanting to hit a certain point in order to then become or be. And so understanding that I need to be that person now, and I need to not wait, means that I shouldn't just wait till I hit the goalpost and then even move the goalpost further and move the goalpost further. And so now I find myself saying, like, not what am I striving for? Simon Sinek has a book called The Infinite Game, where he says that the game that we actually play in life is not a game where we win and lose. There are wins and losses throughout, but there's not a scoreboard, and it's this constant like pursuit of. And so I'm chasing influence, and I'm chasing peace, and I'm chasing time, and I'm chasing wealth. Those are all things I'm still chasing, but I'll never make enough money to feel like satisfied. I won't. Money is a Trojan horse. It is something that introduces you to things, but if you don't have happiness, if you don't have joy, if you don't have love, if you don't have time, it's an empty vessel. Yeah. And so I'm chasing a bunch of things, bro. And the thing I'm most excited about right now, this season of life, is partnerships. Because I did the entrepreneurial game for a long time, and I hit some benchmarks in life that I never thought I'd hit. But winning alone is nowhere near as valuable as winning together. And in a lot of circles, I was the guy. I was the guy that people would look to maybe as the leader, or the one with the most experience, or the one with the most perspective. Having been an entrepreneur now for almost 20 years, like I'll be the one that a lot of people turn to. And that's a cool, fun place to be. But I got to find some people to follow, and I got to find some people to partner with, and I got to find some people that are going to help challenge me and elevate my life. Because I only know the 4 chapters. I have no idea what chapter number 5 is. Maybe there's not even a chapter 5, but 1 through 4, I got to on my own with some valued relationships. And this next section of my book, while all the other sections still exist, the next section of my book is a partnership section, and is figuring out how much life can I get and how much life can I give by finding the right partnerships.
And what comes after peace? Apotheosis. Was it apotheosis? Enlightenment.
It might be. Honestly, there's an activity called the flywheel, and the flywheel is like, if I do this one thing, it's going to lead to this next thing, and then it's going to lead to this next thing. But the flywheel is a circle, and it all comes back to itself. And so maybe section 4 of the flywheel is peace. And when I do peace really well, it's going to lead to wealth again, the next chapter of wealth, which is then going to lead to the next chapter of time, which is then going to lead to the next chapter of influence, which is then going to lead to the next chapter of peace. So I might be starting the flywheel all over again, or chapter 5 may be a totally unique thing that I don't even know exists yet.